Good all. Welcome to Saturday Mornings Outdoors. Paul K is my name, and we are kicking off the saltwater season. How we're going to do this, I'm going to try to answer the burning question that anyone that's grown up in Dorchester in the past 100 years has been asking, and that is, can you still catch flounder from Castle Island? And took a lot of preparation for this little trip, but I am at Castle Island, and I can't get over how sophisticated Sullivan's looks. That used to be a little shack they sold bait at, and but it looks really good now, and I'll give you the lowdown once I start my way out walking out on the causeway. Let's roll. Flounder hopefully is ahead. So it's something you don't see much. When I was a kid growing up, every playground had one of these, a public water fountain and water filling stations. That's pretty interesting that they would actually trust the public with water. But Castle Island is complete. That's actually pretty cool though. I remember Ripley Road Playground in Dorchester had one. Every playground had one of these bubblers. So those of you that don't know, Castle Island is a fortification in the entrance of Boston Harbor from the Revolutionary War, and it literally used to be an island till they connected it to the mainland by filling in a lot of with landfill, and these walkways out to the what's called the Sugarbowl. Now I'm reading online, very strange, but the Sugarbowl is called Point Island or something. But and the Pleasure Bay is called, which is here encased in the walkway, they call that the Sugarbowl, which is totally wrong. I grew up in Dorchester, and every person I've ever known, every fisherman, decades and decades, the Sugarbowl is that structure where we're headed to now, and that's called the Sugarbowl. There used to be a circular bench, and it looked like a sugar bowl, and that's why they call it the Sugar Bowl. That's just called Pleasure Bay. I don't know where they come up with these ideas. The Sugar Bowl is at the end of the causeway. So this is the walkway proper for all people that know, and there's two what they call locks. There's openings on the left, which is Boston Harbor, that lead into Pleasure Bay on the right. And when the tide goes in, was coming in, which it is now, high tide is at 3:30 this afternoon, the current goes from my left to my right, and it fills up Pleasure Bay. And then slack, it's like anywhere else, and then it flips around and goes out. And at the height, especially on moon tides, here is one lock here, that water just rips through there. So I'm going to try both sides. I'll try the logical side to fish on the locks. These are where the stripers and the flounder technically would be. So far from my remembrances as a kid, I was down here every single weekend with my buddies. We'd take the bus in with all our fishing gear, and we'd catch flounder and sell it on the way home for bait for the next week. But this used to be a beat up old causeway, sometimes raw like a jetty. This fence was always here, but now it's pretty pristine and tarred over and very yuppified looking, and it's a lot different from when I was a kid. But the characteristical things of it are still the same. This is the inner harbor that you're looking at of Boston Harbor, and the main entrance to Boston, which is in that direction, Logan Airport and so forth. And you can this was the flounder fishing capital literally of the East Coast. Quincy Bay and Dorchester Bay. And pollution came, and draggers came, and they cleaned everything up, and all the fish basically. And but That is the quest here to just see if I can catch flounder. I know you can catch striper at the locks here when that current's cranking out. That's the place to be fishing, along the seams. And same with the flounder on the bottom, but let's see what happens. And here you see a great view of the locks. And so at this stage of the tide, this is Pleasure Bay. All the bait and small things, crustaceans, are getting flushed out, just like every estuary everywhere along the coast. That's why Google Maps is the coolest. And the old Irishmen and Polish guys that used to fish here figured it out long ago. This is a conveyor belt, and all the bait and stuff just gets flushed out into the bay, and the fishes stack up technically along the seams of the outflows. And that's where you throw your lure or bait. And that is technically the Sugarbowl. That is the Sugarbowl. I'll go up there later on and we'll do some photographing there. But right now I'm going to set up gear and fish here for flounder. Attempt it anyway. So looking at these locks, I couldn't resist. I put a little swimmer on like that. I know there's stripers here. Third cast I had a schoolie, but a small one, right along the edge here in the seam in that really white water, but he got off. And I know you're not going to believe me. I hate even saying that stuff on film, of course, but what happened happened. Anyway, right now I'm setting up for flounder, the original plan, and here is the setup. It's the very basic. We used to use pyramid sinkers, but I'm gonna use the bag sinker because I want it to bounce along in the current. Simplest thing ever. Bag sinker, swivel, flounder hook, and I got sea worms and clams, and I'll try the sea worms first. But simple sinker slider, universal rig, 3 ounces, and let's go. And so as I have the flounder bottom rig on the bottom here, and what I'm going to use with this rod, I'm going to do some casting because I already tagged the striper but didn't bring them in. I'm going to use a little Ava style jig. This ought to be perfect in this rushing water. See how that goes. So you can see Boston on the horizon, Logan Airport's in that direction. That's the fort you can see right there. And these are the Boston Harbor proper. That's the ferry coming through. And Jay and Alan Wesley of Shafter Street in Dorchester, and Ron and Mike Forrestal of Ripley Road in Dorchester. Those are my hanging out buddies. And if you're watching this, text me down below. We'll go fishing. But yeah, we come here every weekend, man. And those were the boys, the brothers. I know hundreds of thousands of people have fished this in its heyday and literally stacked up on flounder in a few hours. That's all you needed. And you can catch cod here too, right on the Sugarbowl. Sugarbowl had a circular structure around it, and it was all benches, and that's why they called it the Sugarbowl. Now they have this kind of contraption thing. Looks like it's got a weather station on top or something, but I may go over there shortly just to try it out. But a lot of history here in Boston Harbor, one of the oldest cities in the country. It was a lot of fun too. I've been on every single one of these islands, and Pettick's Island and Thompson's Island, and a lot of them aren't open to the public anymore, but most are. They're national parks now, and you can camp on them, and pretty cool. I'm considering in my mind whether to do a camping session on one of them, but maybe not. But a lot of fun. And then for landing. But well, I've been in it for about 3 hours now, soaking sea worms, and not a sniff. I had that one schoolie earlier, but he got off at the end. So I guess the answer is today there's no flounder here. This is the height of the season too. I want to show you something. Hang on. That was a picture of me here, from here, a long time ago, and that's probably about 2 hours worth of fishing. That's it. You can see that stringer is just loaded. I hope that's coming through. That stringer is just loaded with flounder. That's from right here. This is that's Pleasure Bay. I don't know why it says that on the line, but the Sugarbowl is here. It used to have circular benches like it does now, but they were much closer together, and it had a structure on top, and kids would throw their spider bicycles up on top and ride around it. And just that's what kids used to do. But anyway, it was all cod and flounder here, right here in this spot. And sometimes on a Saturday you couldn't get a spot here. It was just lined up. So I got the sea worms out and give it a little time here and see how that goes. See the planes all coming in. Logan Airport nearby. You can see the gas tank in the background. And the beautiful fort over here. I am just 15 years old again, or 14 or 13, sitting on this wall here. I spent so many hours and days and weekends here, and it's very cool. Nothing's changed really, the looks, except the fishing sucks. All you guys that are my age, and Dorchester guys and guys that have fished here, you know what I'm talking about. Fun just to be out here though, although it's so changed. South Boston, you know, that was the home of the Boston Braves before Fenway. On my way home, if I remember, I'll take a shot of where they used to play on the field. But this was where the people directly from Ireland and Poland, the poorest people, would end up in South Boston and Dorchester. And Jewish people were along the Blue Hill Ave area. And this is what we did. We fished for our families, we fished just for fun, you know, camaraderie, and everyone did it. And it was a man thing, you know. And the guys that are watching this that have fished here in their younger days totally relate to what I'm talking about. So now, all along, across from the bathhouse and across from the old Kelly's Landing, that's all yuppified now. Those are $1 million homes. Same with on top of Sabin Hill. Those are mansions. Well, they've always were, but it's very high end now. It's very desirable, and it's no longer the poor area of Boston. But I'm glad I got the chunks out of it that I did when I was a kid. Great memories in the world. So I think I'm going to pack up now. I gave it 3 hours, and I've proven that if it's tackle busting or it's tackle rustin', this is tackle rustin'. Today, I'm sure there's flounder here at some point. I know there's striper here today, and I've caught striper here relatively recently. But the good old fort and the fishing pier behind it, I'll let them rest. And that's this week's edition of Saturday Mornings Outdoors. I hope you like it. Please like and subscribe. Smash that like button, and we'll see you next week. Probably some type of, I'm guessing, saltwater fishing. So from Castle Island in South Boston, see you next week. See ya. It's just a very airy feeling. It's so proper and clean and sophisticated and relatively elegant now. And I don't know, it's just very high-endy looking now. It wasn't that way when we were kids, or anyone, you know. Changed. It's all yuppified. All these triple deckers all along through here. The bathhouse is going to be coming up on the right here. Well, that's the Dorchester Yacht Club, but these were all just the poorest of the poor. Now they're absolute mansion. They get mansion money, millions of dollars. They're actually well kept up too. And I'm pretty sure that's where the Boston Braves used to play. And this insignificant looking field, but it used to be a stadium. I'm pretty sure that's how it goes. Now it's the Joe Moakley Field or something like that.